Yo, I'm going to kind of revise this video a little bit. I already did one, but I deleted it. And I cut some faces out of it and some names because I wasn't happy with the tune. So I'm going to end up getting another tune. Kind of funny, when I first went in there, the guy says, well, what are you looking to get out of this? I said, well, I just want you to back off the timing enough to make sure that the head doesn't lift and the head gasket doesn't blow. And he looked at me and said, well, timing advance and boost pressure is the same thing. Wrong. Anyways, I just kind of looked at him and said, okay. And I kind of felt like leaving as soon as he said that, because a tuner should know better. These D16s, they have a problem with lifting heads. If your timing is too far advanced. So that's what I said, and he kind of blew it off like he knows what he's doing, and I let him do the tune, and everything went fine. No hiccups. He said a lot of things about how many problems people have with these when they bring them in. And he was telling me sometimes they need bigger head bolts and stuff because they blow head gaskets, and it's like, yeah, you got to back off the timing enough on these to make sure that the head doesn't blow. Basically, the way it is you want everything to be before detonation. So he put knock ears on it. If you hear any knock, you back off the timing until there's no knock, and sometimes you got to go farther than that. And on these D16s, that's very important. There's this thing called LPP, location of peak pressure. The location of peak pressure for the most performance on any engine is at about 14 degrees after top dead center, and sometimes you got to get farther past that. And I don't think he understood this. I mean, I don't know what the guy was thinking. The thing's got a lot of power. I can go through 3 gears. My first 3 gears, I'm just spinning the tires, and then 4th gear, I did a 4th gear pull on it after I got it, and it lifted the head, blew the head gasket. And I told him about it, and he sent me this really strange message. Might have to lower the boost some just to get the power cylinder pressure down. I didn't have the ignition timing aggressive, so might need to do both. And then he sent me another message. He says, you can try this modded tune. It's 4 psi less in 3rd and 4th gear and less timing. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, if he's giving me a street tune with less timing on it, and his timing wasn't aggressive, the thing should probably fall on its face. Because with a lot of these engines, like a D16, you want to back off the timing, and when you back it off, you'll lose a little bit of power, but you just keep backing it off until the power totally drops out, and then you start adding the timing back until the power comes back up, and maybe add a degree, then you know you're really safe. And apparently he didn't do that, because if he's just giving me some street tune, I don't know. And he says sometimes it'll lift the head only under high boost and not totally blow the head gasket, so you could try it before swapping the head gasket to see how much coolant it pushes. I don't know why a tuner's telling anybody to do that. I told him I was going to do a block test. A little block tester here with a little bulb and, fluid. And it failed. But, yeah, apparently, I don't know how many other people he told this to, but that could get me to hydrolock my engine. I could blow the whole damn thing up trying to run it with a bad head gasket, and once they lift, they're done. If your head gasket lifts, it's done. I mean, it pushed coolant all over my overflow and all over the engine. So I figured it lifted the head, and I was right. So I got this goofy message, and I got so mad. I'm like, this guy, I don't think he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's probably done a lot of tunes, and a lot of people are really happy. But with this D16, I don't know. I don't know. You know, the stuff he's telling me, you never know what these people are thinking. So I tried to explain to him how he's supposed to tune this thing. Like, I shouldn't even know because I'm not a tuner. Anybody else that doesn't know what they're doing, they would probably just believe the guy and do what he says. But it's like, you know, I can't do that because I've been around too long. So I got all mad, and I told him what's going on with the car. I told him how he should have tuned it in the first place, and how wrong he is by telling me that timing and cylinder boost pressure is the same thing, because it's not. You get a tremendous amount of pressure at top dead center from timing, and you got to back it off. So he didn't get back to me after that. I was thinking maybe he could try to tune it the right way, or the way I wanted to. Apparently, he just blew me off. I waited like, I don't know, maybe a day for him to get back to me. Maybe put it back over on the dyno again and do some pulls again and try to move some stuff around. But he didn't get back to me, so I fired off a letter to the owner of the company's website, because I was just messaging him on his personal email. So I fired something off to the company. I told him I wanted a refund, and I told him why, because whatever he's saying and whatever he's doing is completely unprofessional. So they gave me my money back, amazingly enough. It's something tuners never do. And I'm going to have to go get it tuned someplace else. In the meantime, I re-edited the video, and I'm going to post it back up, and I blotched out his face, and I blotched out my name, and I blotched out their name, because it's just like politics. Even bad publicity is better than no publicity, right? So I don't want to say any bad things about them other than what I already said, because apparently they do a really good job on a lot of other things. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And if anybody wants to get smart and tell me who they are and leave me comments, I'll just delete them. If anybody wants to say anything about them, I'm going to delete it. I don't want to hear it. You know, nobody's perfect. Humans are stupid. They usually don't know what they're doing. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a video on taking this head off. I'm just going to have some fun. I already got the parts, and then after that I'm going to call a different tuner, and he's supposed to be really good. This guy was supposed to be really good too. And yeah, hopefully it'll be all right. Yo, it's Friday morning on Valentine's Day. It's colder than a mother outside. It's got to be 10 below out there. Just freezing. It's time for me to get the dyno today. I was going to trailer it, but I figured I better grow some balls and just drive the dang thing. I got about 140 miles on it. I took a couple people for some joy rides. Stared at it for a good couple hours. Make sure everything was cool. About the only thing I did was relocate this vacuum line, so that looks a little better. Check my spark plugs. They look a little bit on the rich side, but actually they look pretty good. I found out Hondata's got a timing procedure that I did not know about. I tried to time it the way you do with stock stuff, and the check engine light didn't come on like it was supposed to. But I did it anyways, and then I found the Hondata stuff, and I tried to time it right, and this aftermarket distributor is a little wonky. It was about 6 to 8 degrees off, and it was all the way retarded. So I actually took the distributor out, and I had to grind out a bunch of metal. I just hogged it out with a die grinder on this side until there's almost nothing left, and I turned it all the way. And on Hondata, I set it to 12 degrees. And then the red mark on the crank pulley is 12 degrees. So I got this turned all the way, and it sits right on the red mark. So hopefully that's going to be okay for the tuner. If not, I have the original distributor that came with the car in the back seat of my car. I'm going to bring that with me and an extra set of spark plugs just because, and a bunch of tools. And some Arctic wear in case this thing breaks down. I got to drive about 40 miles, so if this thing breaks down, I got some really super cold weather gear in case I have a problem. Hopefully I don't. And if it blows up on the dyno, I guess I'll just have to go get my dolly and go pick it up. But I'm pretty confident it's going to make it there. We'll see if I can sneak some video in there. Gradually turning the boost up. He's figuring 10 pounds is really good for 92 octane. He's at the 240 horse mark consistently. Pounds.
Get all the readings. We'll also try and get
320. He's gonna do it again. He must think this is still safe. I think I saw flames coming out of my tailpipe. He's already at 20 psi. He's gonna pull it again. Geez, I thought he'd be done by now. Wow. He's at about 372 horse. Holy shit. Well, that's it. He's done. 372 horse. Stock RPM. I'm pretty amazed. 73% E85. It's not even true E85. Well, I think I'm done with this video. And I can put whatever gas I want in it. Okay, bye.